Good day, everyone, and welcome back to Let's Play Star Trek Online. My name is Ubaglo, and with me once again is...
Megalomaniac, hello internet.
Good day. So, last time we just finished off we did some patrolling. And
Yes.
then, what was that other one we did? It was an actual mission. Yes, we saved the Lizette from being taken over and exploded.
And we got to meet its completely paranoid, uber prepared tactical officer, I guess.
Yeah. And
I think that's what
it's interesting cast of characters. So this time, we're going to carry on the story from there. So the Lizette was at one of the points that potential Vaadwaur base could have been at. Clearly it wasn't there, so we're going to go to the next location.
Will it be here?
It just might.
Yeah. It'll probably be here.
I think you will have better luck. The area doesn't have a lot of resources, but there's enough Vaadwaur ship traffic in the area to indicate that
Apparently there is a lot of Vaadwaur traffic in the area, so...
could have something to do with their sudden...
Are you okay? You haven't warped in
Yeah,
yet.
I'm warping in now.
Uh-oh.
Oh, or...
Hang on, I'll try joining with you. Or leaving and re-entering.
Yeah, I shouldn't have... I don't remember it saying it was solo. Oh, no, it is a single-player mission.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, it specifically calls it out.
Well then,
Alright, well, we'll just go through this.
do it in tandem.
Yeah. Well, I guess with some of the stuff that happens in this mission, it would kind of break a little bit if there were two players.
Nah.
Greetings. It is agreeable to work with you again. The Vaadwaur have greatly expanded their reach since
Alright,
we
so
first encountered them.
meeting up with Tuvok,
An additional
and
that some leaders of the Vaadwaur supremacy have developed unusual physical characteristics.
oh yeah,
These
here's
individuals exhibit
talking about that
far beyond the norm.
strange super Vaadwaur we encountered last time.
That had shared their data from a previous encounter with one of the enhanced Vaadwaur of the Alliance. We have used it to
We couldn't just, like, randomly shoot him. It was disturbing.
Yeah.
their ability to reflect a portion of energy directed at them. I have provided the specifications to your crew, and they have already made the modifications.
However, apparently they've developed a modification to our weapons which may counteract their unusual ability. So
So now we can just shoot
now
them.
hopefully we can just shoot them.
I feel less disturbing.
Officially, Cartella is a defunct mining colony. However, intercepted messages indicate
I like living in a world where, you know, your problems can be solved by shooting them.
unknown
In video games. Of course.
Alright, so we got a bounty hunter to rendezvous with.
Azari will provide a modified hollow emitter which should allow you to approach the planet. Hollow technology is unfamiliar to the Vaadwaur.
So they're gonna give us a hollow emitter which will make our ship look like probably a Vaadwaur in order to get close to the base.
Because apparently Vaadwaur don't know holograms.
Or at least they don't know them in this manner. Oh, whoops. However, our bounty hunter buddy is under attack, so we better help him.
I murdered them, so let me know when you are ready to go to the next stage.
Yeah, I'm just beating him up now.
Yeah, I tend to murder quicker than you.
Yeah, just a bit. I mean, you know, with your escort build, you're a fair bit more damage focused than I am. Whereas I still build with a kind of a more defensive lean, to be quite honest.
Yeah. I'm just gonna fly around these little floating things. Don't know what they are, but satellite arrays or something like that.
Alright, so blew up all the Vaadwaur, so now we'll hail the bounty hunter.
Thanks for the help, but don't expect a discount. I wouldn't have been in that mess if I hadn't been waiting here for you.
Why can't I just use my own hollow emitters? Oh, it's from Quen.
I'm sure it'll work fine.
I'm sure.
It was my own fault. I should have activated it before into the system. But hooking it into our power supply was more complicated than Quinn said it would. Alpha Quadrant Tech has too many redundancies. Backups for your backups. None of it matters because emergency power always fails in an emergency. Voyager will remain here for Dren.
So we'll hopefully make use of this hollow emitter. It apparently didn't work out well for our contact, but he was more complaining because our technology works very weird compared to theirs.
Your engineers have installed the hollow emitter.
Alright, well, we'll activate it and...
To bypass the automated security perimeter.
Yay! I look like one of the nice... one of their nice assault cruisers. So give you a minor puzzle here.
Spoilers, it's math.
Yeah.
We will be challenged by
Spoilers, add the last number.
remember that the Vaadwaur are an aggressive species.
Unidentified vessel. Your transponder may be malfunctioning.
Now we have to talk to people.
Yep.
Designation and flight plan.
Just fly casual.
So Tuvok says to remember that the Vaadwaur are an aggressive species, so while you can choose some more relatively diplomatic options, you can just yell at them and it works.
Now we must avoid detection from the Vaadwaur ships. Hollow emitter will be essential.
Of course.
Oh, the hollow emitter is fluctuating, so we'd better...
Go figure, the piece of random tech we bought from the bounty hunter isn't working right.
For me, thankfully, I actually have an engineering option to just solve the problem entirely. I don't know what options it gives you though.
No engineering options, so I have to go find a derelict ship to
The tunnels beneath the planet.
salvage parts from.
Uh-huh.
Scattering field where our transponders cannot
All
penetrate.
right, so I'm beaming down.
So we're good. Yep, I can beam the surface now. Now we play Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, we'll probably still not be.
Just
Yeah.
outside the Vaadwaur security perimeter. I have access to their internal sensors, so I will provide you with technical assistance throughout your mission. Ensure that the patrol is in the correct position before you activate the console, or this will fail.
There's a crate of gear here.
Facility indicated.
Grapple gun. Some knockout gas.
Yeah. So basically, like, you need to use that box in order to get the gear, but none of the stuff is like
Equipable,
none of
it's
it is
all-
equippable.
It's all context
Yeah,
specific.
you will only ever be able to use them when the situation directs you. In fact, even
They don't have sick grappling mechanics in
yeah,
the
like
game.
even this part where Tuvok says you need to make sure that the patrol's in the right location, or else the closing won't work. Like, it won't even let you activate it until they're in the right location, so it really doesn't matter.
So you're not really playing Metal Gear Solid.
Yeah, I mean, it's it's trying to emulate spy stuff, but it
If you overload that data
it's still
Vaadwaur patrol will investigate.
the game engine doesn't really allow that level of detail.
Mm-hmm.
It's still though, like it's really neat that they try. Like,
Yeah.
I think they do a pretty good job at making the level pretty interesting.
Yeah, they try their darndest.
So like they do a pretty good job, even if it's like still just a normal mission.
We'll need to incapacitate all of the Vaadwaur ahead. Insert the anesthetizing gas canister I provided you in the environmental control console and alter the air composition.
And I'll just put all this Vaadwaur patrol to sleep.
Nighty night.
There is a large drop ahead.
The fact that their computer says "please respond" seems pretty like that doesn't seem quite Yeah,
Bizarre.
that doesn't seem quite right.
Yeah. Should be like, respond now, maggots. Repelling down.
Hey, repelling.
Now we're playing Splinter Cell.
Traverse this cavern without the Vaadwaur seeing it.
Yep, so now we need to sneak across this wide open cavern.
So you will need to use your grapple gun, as well as take advantage of any environment.
We need to hide behind a cardboard or under a cardboard box.
Yep.
You need to reach the support platform. Shoot a grapple across and then zip line down.
Alright, now we're ziplining across.
Sneak up behind that guard and incapacitate.
And now we sneak up on a guard. Which really just means shoot him.
I'm beating him up. I don't know about you.
Advance further through the cave. We'll need to disable the proximity sensors.
Like when I first came into this mission and saw that part, I honestly expected it to be like a context
Like a context
sensitive knockout. Yeah.
Yeah. Judo chop.
Yeah, and I was actually pretty sad that it wasn't. That you're the way you are going to quietly take down this guard is to shoot him for a few seconds.
You will need to move the Vaadwaur guards below and ahead of you, away from
So like, yeah, I wasn't. I was kind of unhappy, but oh well.
the next support structure.
Oh. And then the game is totally fine with you accidentally shooting at some of these escaping Vaadwaur after you cause the fake rock slide.
Support structure.
Like they just don't care.
Nope. They seem to have glitched out. Where do I need to go? There we go.
It's just didn't realize the map was not being super helpful as to my next location.
Grapple to the next support structure.
Zip line down to the next spot.
Approach the guard and disable him.
And another guard to just shoot. Now, the first time I did this mission, this part here where I am now, after you extend the walkway, actually kind of glitched out pretty heavily for me.
Reprogram the anti-personnel turrets near them to attack the Vaadwaur targets.
Because it wouldn't let me. So you have to get to the end of the walkway and reprogram the drones remotely, and it's like it didn't let me do that for some reason. Either that, or I just didn't realize like where I needed to go. So, and then yeah, from there it's I need to.
The walkway is offline. You will need to grapple across the gap.
No, it was the
They
same
are aware
gap.
of your actions. You cannot delay.
There we go.
the Vaadwaur are now starting to become aware of my presence, so we'd better hurry up.
Sensors are reading something large blocking your route into the cavern. Activate the crane with the nearby controls. Not much further. There is another grapple ahead.
Oh, for some reason, they had one of their fighter crafts just sort of sitting in this cave.
There should be a place where you can drop down just ahead of your current position.
Yeah, no, having a fast-moving support fighter in a cave,
Now slip quietly
not a good
into
idea.
the cavern toward the Vaadwaur Sea.
Unless it's a video game, they expect you to fly it out of there.
Yeah. I mean, this could be the, like, the maintenance bay.
Whoops. Wrong walkway. I think I just did what you were talking about.
Yeah.
I am detecting some unusual signals coming from below this area. You must reach the bottom of the caverns. I recommend you overload a console you create.
Alright, so now I need to create a distraction and trap some guards. Oh, there we go. Oh, there he is, just banging away at that force field in there, and I'm just gonna saunter on by. Hey there, buddy.
Intruder alert. Commander Gallic, please respond.
Oh, but even though we trap him inside the force field, that doesn't mean that he can't still contact people. So he calls upon his boss, which I can't remember if he's one of the augmented ones. I don't think he is.
I don't think he is.
Oh yeah, he goes down. He's going down real fast. Then I had an amusing cutscene where I managed to vaporize him, but then he sort of teleports next to where I am in order to make the cutscene function.
You will pay for killing Gallic.
Oh yeah, he is one of the enhanced ones. But here's where we see the shocking twist in what's going on here in Delta Rising.
Oh yeah, they're being boosted by, the Iconians, like I figured.
Well, yeah, I think what's actually more surprising is the way they're being boosted is it is an impressively deep reference.
Yeah, it is.
So in case the people watching this don't know what I'm talking about,
Because they haven't seen Season 1 TNG, which is, completely acceptable.
which is understandable.
Because Season 1 TNG is terrible.
Yeah, it's kind of bad. The thing which is giving the Super Vaadwaur their boost is the neural parasites from the first season of Next Generation.
Crawled out of the commander.
And like that's an impressive deep reference.
And I think what they were, the original plan for that was they wanted that to be the Borg, but they from a real world production perspective, insect people weren't as easy to do on a budget as cyber gimps.
Yeah.
Do you believe other members of the Vaadwaur are infected by these beasts?
So I'm thinking that
All of our leaders be
the leaders of the Vaadwaur may be all taken over by the neural parasites.
I know my duty. Cannot allow you to wander freely.
So
from our
this
combat.
this Vaadwaur is going to join us while we search for more evidence about what in fact is going on here. But yeah, I was absolutely impressed when I got to this mission the first time to see Cryptic making that kind of a reference.
Yeah.
And like they go really into it too, because not only do they have like the parasites, but they actually have a full race progression, and one of the end game queued missions is a ground combat stage where you basically go into a nest and fight like basically a whole bunch of like their different evolved forms.
Mm-hmm.
In fact, we're gonna see a few of them here in just a moment. There we go. Yeah, we will probably, if I remember correctly, yeah, we get to fight a bunch of the different life stages here.
Probably they're fairly tough.
They are, actually, yeah. Like they're not the hardest ground combat stuff I've seen, but they are still not easy. They're really sturdy. There tends to be a lot of them.
Yeah, it's like finding the assimilate Undine again.
Kinda. I guess like my biggest problem with fighting them tends to be that it's like they are kind of like fighting the Zerg. So
kick,
because there tends to be a lot of them, and due to the way threat works in the game, due to the way threat works in STO, fighting the right. So the Cryptic decided to name this race the Bluegales, and due to the way that threat works in the game, the Bluegales kind of tend to ignore everyone except my turrets or my stuff whenever I put them down, so they don't tend to last very long.
Mm-hmm. Also, cave spiders.
Oh, I didn't see any of the. Oh, or maybe
I ran into one.
You must have just turned like the wrong way during the maze section.
Yeah, it's a cave. It's not very hard for me to get lost.
They want to get to know them better. What are you? How far has this infestation spread? You have such a small mind. Joining will help.
We're also seeing a more sympathetic side of the Vaadwaur with this guy.
Yeah.
Too.
You know, we run into another enhanced one who wants to have us join them, and I don't think that's a good idea. Okay, so this one is actually pretty tough, whereas the other one was just like more of a higher tier enemy. Although he's still not really hurting me too much. It's just like he's just soaking up damage like crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, well, he took me out.
Yep, he kicked my ass too.
This ends now. I cannot allow time to spread this infestation.
No, yeah, the one you beat this one, the parasite sort of evolves into a larger form instead of just being that small thing that and runs away. And then it summons some friends. So yeah, I like the. I guess kind of the insinuation here is that the ones that we saw in TNG are basically like the larval form, and they use the host as like basically protection and food in order to advance to their next stage. Yes, so like these guys are really annoying to fight because not only do they ignore threat. I wouldn't even say they ignore threat. It's just that like the way threat works means that so the healing threat generated by my support platforms basically overrides what anyone else would be doing. So they will focus on that instead, and then, but they're and then like your turrets and generators don't really have a lot of life. So one of the things that they like to do as well is they have that area of effect spit attack, which is actually quite damaging, and it basically will wreck all of my summons. So it's just kind of like, well, there goes like all my gimmicks. So it's just, I find them very annoying to fight. Oh yeah, and then there's also the Delvers, which always come in swarms. Yeah, they're
only one way to take care of bugs. Shotgun.
I was gonna say a flamethrower, which is convenient because that's what my turret is.
Yeah, I sadly don't have a flamethrower.
Yeah, well, if you level up your Romulan reputation, you can get one from them.
The Vaadwaur are alerted to your
Oh, I have max Romulan reputation. I
You
just
haven't
haven't
bought
bought
it, yeah.
the subspace scattering field is still in effect.
I think I'm max on all reputations now.
Yeah, I am now as well, which is nice. I'm annoyed a little bit by the Delta Alliance one because like I really want to get its space set since it's really good for carriers, but getting the secondary currency for them is really difficult because you can only get them by running advanced or elite queues, as opposed to the last few where you have a good chance of getting them from every queue, or you can get them from for the Undying one and for the Dyson Sphere one, you can get them. You can get the secondary
from
the battlegrounds. From Omega, you can get the secondary from running STFs, any STF. It's just you will get more from running the elites, the advanced and the elites. But for the Delta, you will only get them as a very, very low chance from the hourly box that you get, or from doing advanced or elites. And the Delta Alliance advanced and elites are still really hard. The only Delta Alliance advanced I've been able to complete with relative success has been Bug Hunt, which is the ground one.
There is only a 0.008% chance.
Okay. So now we figure out what the hell's going on. Let's get out of here.
Yep. They're still annoyed by my transponder code, so I'm going to try and trick them by stealing another ship's transponder codes. And so that makes everyone start shooting at each other, and I'm just gonna get the heck out of here.
Well, you're alive. I guess that means the hollow emit. But it did work.
Excellent work. Now that we know at least some of the Vaadwaur have been taken over by the neuroparasites, we can form an appropriate plan of action.
Bye, guys. Enjoy shooting
Yep.
each other.
I'll bring Tuvok back to Voyager, and he can start.
He's like, "You're alive.
Yeah.
Bye. I got my money."
Yeah, so Tuvok is now going to work on countermeasures for the neuroparasites, and we're going to.
Shotgun
I mean, that works, yeah.
did work.
But so did my modified. Actually, what kind of beam weapon is it? Proton beam.
Which one are you using?
The Dyson experimental proton.
That one's a good one.
Yeah, it is really nice. I really like it.
The existence of the neural parasites certainly explains the unusual physical abilities of the Vaadwaur. Perhaps their rapid return to prominence in the sector. You managed to take out 2 of their overseers.
Alright, so what we're looking at now is that we're kind of hoping that Commander Eldex, the fellow we were just working with, we're hoping that he will start a rebellion within the Vaadwaur to counteract. Well, because now that he's realized that their leadership is maybe not necessarily all in control.
All there.
Like, yeah, he doesn't want to be part of that, and we're hoping that maybe he'll lead a rebellion against the leadership, which would solve some things for us.
It would solve a lot of things for
Yep.
us.
So, our next objective is we can't just rely on only Eldex to fix things. We're going to need to make an actual alliance with the races in the Delta Quadrant.
Yep.
So we are going.
And that requires us to go up.
Oh, is it back in?
It is back in the other sector, yes.
All right. We'll fly on over.
This is normally where you talk about news, but there's not really any news to talk about.
Yeah, really about
Shuttle weekend.
There's a shuttle weekend, which will probably be over by the time folks see this episode.
20% off Lowy, which will probably be over by the time folks see this.
There was a pair of blog posts put up about designing the art for the command ships, which has some interesting stuff in it, but only if you're interested in seeing the process behind. Some interesting concept art in there, though.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, nothing new is.
Yeah, they just got done releasing a bunch of stuff. Though,
Yeah.
So I can't really hold it against them.
Yep. So nothing much more until the next major thing they're going to do, which is probably not going to be for a while.
Yeah. Season 10, right?
Yes.
Most likely.
Yeah. Well, it's likely that the next major thing is going to be Season 10. The last item for the Kobali set also unlocked this past week, and I need to run Dust to Dust again to pick it up.
Sailor Venus and the USS Asia.
Okay.
It's one of the command battleships, but
those ships look real nice.
Yeah. Should get one.
Yeah.
Or I can go spend $30 on amiibos.
Yeah, I mean, that works too.
Yeah. Equally useful.
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah, it's just right up here.
Yeah, I'm
right, like
just about there.
Hopefully we can do this one together.
Let's take a look. It doesn't say it's solo only, so we should be able to.
Excellent.
Should not be an issue.
So, fun fact, I have not done this mission before, so new territory.
So this one's interesting. Alright, so we'll fly over with the Voyager and beam on over. Oh, well, we got a nice collection of ships here. They got the Bortas and the Lizette here.
Where's the Enterprise?
That's a good question. Apparently they decided to only send the Voyager and the Rhode Island.
Yeah. To be fair, Voyager is kind of the main ship for this area.
It is, anyway. Yeah. But at the same time, the Enterprise is going to be around somewhere, because at the very least, the Federation needs to keep up appearances. Like, if the Bortas Coup and the Lizette are going to be around, the Federation flagship's got to be somewhere.
Mm-hmm.
Oh, there we go. It's taking a while to find an instance, I guess.
Yep.
And I think I had a broken polygon.
Admiral Tuvok is in the conference room with the other members of the task force.
Alright. So we'll head over to...
Hopefully this goes better than the last diplomatic mission we attended.
Yeah.
When the Jem'Hadar showed up and killed a dude and took over Deep Space Nine.
Yeah, and then there was that time where we were at one, and the Romulans decided to invade Vulcan. Like that was really really awkward.
A little bit.
There are many other races in the Delta Quadrant in a position to help us defeat the Vaadwaur. It will be up to us to show them the benefits of joining us. 7, I would like you to contact the Cooperative.
The Cooperative should be amenable to our offer. They have as much to lose as we do.
Neelix, your experience as a traitor makes you an excellent choice to work with the Hazari.
The Hazari? This won't be easy, but I should be able to pull it off.
Captain Kim, we've arranged a meeting for you with the leaders of several Kazon sects.
Having all the main Voyager guys split off to basically go to the people that are best suited for their skills.
Learn more about how they make decisions.
Yeah, Harry with all his experience with the Kazon.
As for you,
For setting the Doctor on anything, I still think is pretty amusing.
then provide support to any of the others who require it.
To be fair, they could have sent Neelix to go talk to the, what are they called, the Vidians? The dudes who stole his lungs. Actually, they don't even get mentioned. I'm wondering if they're even still around.
Yeah.
I never thought I'd be a spokesperson for this alliance myself.
Again.
And to the Hazari. I guess all my time was a trip.
I mean, just run around and talk to everyone.
This is going to be interesting. I've never really tested my field intelligence subroutine.
The Doctor's looking forward to being a spy.
The Cooperative should be amenable to our alliance. I foresee no problem.
Yeah,
She's all
Yeah.
business.
Kazon are argumentative and difficult. Getting them on our side will be tricky. I'll be negotiating with the leader. Rhode Island is a tough ship, but I'd be grateful if you could bring your ship to negotiations.
Yes, the Rhode Island is
your ship might be just the thing we need.
not that tough of a ship. I mean, considering it's a tier 2 one.
It's a retrofit
It is.
that we don't have access to. Shut up.
Actually, there is a fleet version of that ship, if I remember correctly.
Okay. So I wouldn't be surprised if they just made a tier 5 version. Oops. That's not turbo lift.
I want to go here. Back to the transporters.
That's
Did
hilarious.
it break for you?
I fell into space.
Oh, excellent.
I am, in fact, floating into space. So I'm going to print screen this.
I currently see you traveling at a very fast pace away from me. Like, it's currently saying you're 2 kilometers.
I'm, in fact, falling through.
Yeah, you are 2 kilometers
floor.
away. You have floated off into space. Farewell, Commander Shepard. You will be missed.
They'll bring me back.
Yeah.
It may take 2 years, but they'll bring me back.
And
to fight the collectors.
Millions of credits.
Millions and millions of credits. There we go.
Then when you accepted it, you just teleported to the transporter bay.
Yeah.
All right. So we're just gonna tell our crew about the plan.
So we're
gonna
check out the
Turret.
Turret.
We're gonna talk to the Turret first. See if we can get them on board. Although we should remember that they weren't all that amenable the last time we talked to them.
Screw them.
Yep.
If they won't join us, we'll just kill them all until they do.
Right. Something weird in subspace is going on, so we should check it out first before we talk to the Turret.
Yeah, so we get all this time travel mumbo jumbo out of the way.
Yeah. Well, it looked like there was a ship there, but now it's gone. But probably nothing important.
That's close enough. This is restricted space, and you're not welcome.
And then the Turret are as hospitable as always.
We don't need your advice.
They claim that the Voth are still good enough to help them.
Strong enough to help us. Very well. Ambassador Norris.
What is the meaning of this?
Wow, and their ambassador is even more of a jerk than the traffic controller.
We want no more alliances.
Yeah, so they think that the Voth are going to protect them from the Vaadwaur, and there are no Voth here. And the Voth weren't really that helpful the last time.
Yeah, the Voth are off, like, fighting dudes in the in the battle zone right now.
And then as
being used as fodder for earning dilithium and marks.
And then, right in the middle of that conversation, suddenly a Vaadwaur attack. So we better save the day.
I know we could have planned this to be this good.
Yeah, dude, my goodness. This is almost too perfect. Just blow up all these Vaadwaur ships. The poor Turret are having an existential crisis about the lack of the Voth. Suddenly a whole bunch of more ships showed up right on top of us.
I'm sure the Voth are very, very busy.
Yeah,
being dinosaurs.
Yeah, they must clearly have something more important on their minds.
Omega particles.
Yeah. Yeah, the Voth has probably abandoned you there. Poor guy.
Where is your god now?
Poor guy. I think we ended up, like, somehow pulling two groups together.
Probably. They're blowing up nice and good, though.
Like, the big problem is just, like, the interdictor cruisers were pretty tough, whereas the assault cruisers mostly were not. Like, yeah, that flagged Alpha as being cleared. And once we blow up this last one, this should probably be satellite beta. Oh, nope. But another batch of enemies spawned. So I guess what it is that there's 2 waves per satellite. So do you want to go do that one over there first, or finish off the second?
Sure.
Or actually,
I'm just blowing up this assault cruiser over here.
Well, if you're over there fighting those ones anyway, you might as well clear off this this satellite. Yeah, the assault cruisers are not that tough. Like they're still cruiser class enemies, so they are they're still tough single foes, but they go down fairly quickly. The interdictor cruisers are really tanky though, and they're also the ones that that spawn the anchor, if I remember correctly. Whereas the assault cruisers have the cannon barrage. So there's certainly a very interesting dynamic with all the different Vaadwaur ships.
Yeah, they're probably some of the tougher enemies to fight.
The Voth are tough, but the Voth are tough mostly because their ships are incredibly tanky, whereas they don't necessarily deal a lot of damage. But they get away with, like, they get by since they last for so long. They can, it's just their pure longevity makes them very threatening as a result. Whereas the Vaadwaur are the ones which are very good at blowing people up are thankfully fairly fragile, but the Vaadwaur have a very good they still have a very good mix of offense and defense on most of their ships. Like even these assault cruisers, which are, you know, they die relatively fast, but they still, last fairly long, and yeah, those cannon barrages are brutal. They are very, very dangerous, and yeah, then the interdictor cruisers are very good at keeping people in place, so that
the cannon
they can be
barrages.
blown up by the cannon barrages. So yeah, this group, the one that we just fought, is incredibly dangerous because it's the interdictor cruiser, which is good at keeping you in place, followed up by 2 assault cruisers who will just blow you up.
It's almost like Cryptic is noting what players are doing.
Alright, so we just got one more wave. Should be around here. Yep, here we go. Yeah, I have to give Cryptic credit. They did a good job at covering up a bit of a hole in their AI system, and yet while still making an enemy group which is legitimately threatening. Because so in one of the blogs, Cryptic was talking about the way that they designed the Vaadwaur, and we're talking about how they wanted them to be a very offensive focused race, so they wanted to be giving them cannons, because they don't tend to give a lot of races cannons. Most races in the game as they that exist right now are use beams, because beams work really well with the AI as it is. The AI doesn't really know how to handle cannons very well.
Yeah, it doesn't know how to aim.
So Cryptic got around that by making the Vaadwaur ships incredibly mobile compared to other races. Alright, so even though we just saved their day,
I kind of want to be a jerk. I think I'm gonna be a jerk.
I'm just gonna say that their ships are no match. Well, actually, like, technically all of these are pretty jerkish. It's just, yeah, the first option is being a super jerk.
No, I just told them I destroyed more Voth ships than I could count, which is actually true.
I just shows one saying that their ships are no match for the Vaadwaur. Of course, now he's saying, like, hey, the Voth are our allies, and I'm like, the Voth aren't here still, and we helped you again. Yeah, so we'll just say, hey, if you join us, we'll add some ships to your defenses. You know, all the time instead of when you call, maybe.
So yeah, you talked him into it.
It is agreeable that your efforts to recruit the Touré were successful.
Right. So who should we help next? Oh, okay. So might as well go to the Okanti, which was technically the group we were supposed to go to next anyway.
We'll finish our job before helping
everyone
them.
else. Yeah. I seem to recall, though, the first time I did this mission, there actually was an option to go to the collective. I don't remember seeing that in that list. Or the cooperative. To go and help 7. Oh, there we go. This is the one. This is the mission where they actually call me out for being a liberated Borg. Yeah, so they're very upset about the idea that a drone could be a full member of the Federation. Oh, and then the so they don't want to join because they were already in the middle of a dumb war.
Mm-hmm.
And then all of a sudden the cooperative comes in, and that's probably not going to help things that much. But yeah, the cooperative wants their assistance to fix the Okanti virus. And of course, the Okanti are being jerks about the whole matter.
Ambassador, please deactivate the virus. There are thousands of liberated Borg on that cube. We need your help.
Alright, so we could either try to destroy the collective or attempt to save it. And I'm just going to say we're going to attempt to save it.
Yeah, having a Borg cube would be useful.
It's a Okanti Borg of some manner who actually seems to be related to the ambassador.
Oh, I see. When it's his brother, it's like, oh yeah, sure, I'll do it.
Yeah.
Of course, we have to shoot.
We still have to shoot it anyway.
It shouldn't be too hard.
Well, with everyone here, it's only a tactical cube.
It's only a raid boss.
Yeah, I mean, it's not like I haven't destroyed dozens or hundreds of these in my career. I don't know if they've done a new model on the tactical cubes lately as well, but this one looks really nice.
It's different. I think it's different than the raid boss.
It might be, yeah. It's just like the change to the texture looks real nice.
I actually haven't done.
Yeah, I haven't done
that STF in a while.
I should do one of those sometime. They're fun. They're just actually fun missions.
Uh-huh.
You know, the loot aside, not that I even actually need any of that stuff anyway.
I think I'm still missing some of the ground sets.
Oh, yeah, I finished off getting. Actually, no, did I? I might not have actually finished getting off the full.
Because I think there's like 4 ground sets in that.
Yeah, that's true. Where is he? Okay, yeah, I did finish. I did finish getting the Mako, the regular Mako set. I should probably get the Omega at some point.
We intercepted a transmission about your meeting. It was right.
So he came to the meeting knowing that his brother was here, hoping to be able to get the deactivation codes.
And now they're on board with us.
But yeah, I remember the first time I did this mission, there was an option to go and help Seven before you go into the Okanti, and I chose not to do it because, like, hey, my mission is to go to the Okanti. And then, like, as Seven said, she didn't have any problems with her part. So
Neelix?
All right.
Neelix. Let's go down the list. Well. Let poor dumb Harry work with the Kazon for as long as he needs to.
He's probably not going to have that much trouble.
I'm not sure why we need the K's on. They're pretty pathetic.
Yep. So we'll meet with the Hazari, see what they want.
Oh, thank goodness you've arrived. I'm trying to work with the Hazari, but they are a demanding lot.
The Hazari are sure being demanding.
To say the least. First, they want the Benthans to void the warrants, 3 of the Hazari, Niken, Yakella, and Negrasa. Then they want 2 prisoners released.
I like how they're asking for really, really petty stuff.
Yeah.
This is for the Ramar, Zilman, and us Printy systems.
Pleasure to see you again.
Oh, hey, and that's our good friend here to do the negotiation as well.
So now we have to go talk to the cops.
Yeah. Oh, okay.
I am High Governor May. I was told you needed to speak to me on a critical matter.
Oh, let's see if we can get some assistance.
It's always the man when it comes to our guard. The man who deals in contracts. Randall, there's no way we'd agree to all this. Sorry. Good point. I can rescind the warrant for the Ken and Kelly. Not Negrasa. He's caused too much trouble to let him go free. And the prisoners, I'll exchange them for the Kelly. If the Hazari will give him up. He's been raising havoc in his sector. I'll give them 1 of the systems for hunting, not all 3.
Yeah, so we'll work in some actual negotiations here.
Of course we do.
Mm-hmm.
But if you don't ask for everything, you won't get... What? I mean good. Let's see. We give the Benthans Nikedon, and we get 2 of our captains back? Done. Nikedon is a...
So they're giving up that one captain fairly easily, but we'll go capture him for the Benthans. Okay, over this way. Use the signal to lure him out.
Trap? Fine. I'll kill you then.
And now we'll just shoot him down. That Hazari ship is also pretty good looking.
Is that the lockbox one? Or the Lobby Store one, rather?
The Lobby Store one is... what Buddy is flying, it should be that kind, because the lockbox one is an escort, and that looks like it's actually a cruiser. I think. I can actually take a quick look.
No, yeah, that's not the lockbox, or the Lobby one.
Okay.
I won't lose my ship and crew for this. You beat me. What? The Benthans? I thought I'd be going to one of your... Lowering shields now.
He's like, I thought I was going to one of your prisons. Oh.
We should take our prisoner to that Benthan patrol ship.
Alright, we'll bring him over to the Benthans. Yeah, now even Neelix is thinking that there's something a little fishy about this.
I don't think that's the case.
On behalf of all the Hazari, thank you for delivering that grot. Oh, what can it hurt now? We've got an airtight contract. Remember those hollow emitters we got from that Ferengi?
So of course the whole point of this was to basically have Nikedon be a spy on a Benthan ship.
Right about now, he should be slipping out of the brig and into the cruiser you delivered. Not so fast. Our contract specifically states that you cannot interfere in the...
So yeah, we can either try to break the contract and let the Benthans know, or just be like, you know what, whatever. Like this is This is not important. And you know what? This is not that important.
Yeah.
And that's done. I'll meet you back at Voyager.
I understand the Hazari used the pretense of the Alliance to place a spy on the Benton ship. And that their contacts...
The two just says, yeah, well, we already have a spy, so we'll just...
We have our own operatives.
We'll counter-spy
That's
to
right.
spy.
Alright, next place, we'll help the Doctor. Oh, if I remember correctly, this one was actually a pain to do solo. So maybe it'll be better in a group. I think it was more that because it's... So folks may remember that... What?
The objective title.
Oh.
Photon of Solace.
Yeah, that is pretty good.
I'm currently in disguise on board the hierarchy ship as one of those
I also like how he just says, like, yeah, I'm not going to talk to you over the comm line. I'm just going to make a copy of myself using your hollow emitters.
The hierarchy assume I'm one of the crew. I've begun a review of their cost analysis matrix, which is what they use to determine...
So we need to convince the hierarchy to decloak.
The ship is running silent, which means the ship is currently cloaked by one of the nav beacons.
We'll approach the nav beacon and hail them to convince them that, hey, your cloaks aren't anywhere near as good as you think they are.
Programming in an attempt to spy on Voyager. This seems... These secretaries are quite useful. Perhaps I'll get a hologram about my experiences as a spy.
Close enough. I don't want any trouble, but I would like to know how to...
So we can just say, like, hey, you know, this is just a taste of what our capabilities are.
As for your offer of an alliance...
The hierarchy is consulting the cost analysis matrix. This is exactly what I need.
I am sorry, but the hierarchy has evaluated the investment needed for such an undertaking. We find that the alliance should...
Their cost analysis thing is so cut and dry. Like, it is actually pretty funny.
I have an idea. Perhaps we could
Disguise Doctor.
device through our main deflector dish and create convince.
You could do that. Very well. That will show us what these allied...
Like, it's like, you could do that what?
Hardly a challenge. I want something big. Give me...
one Vaadwaur bulwark.
Yeah, just a Voth bulwark? Come on. Yeah, so the main thing for this one is not so much to blow up the bulwark, although it's probably not going to be that difficult, but they want us to make use of our bridge officer abilities to impress the hierarchy.
So basically use everything.
Yep.
Got it. Even use the ones that don't make
That's
sense.
Right. Yeah, there we go. I think that did it. That was fast.
Yeah.
All right, come on, talk to the hierarchy. Oh, you must have been. Oh,
yeah. He basically said, "Holy shit! Yeah, we'll join you." Thumbs up.
Getting the data on the cost analysis matrix was...
Yeah, I basically started like throwing out my abilities out there, even though I didn't.
Yeah, so
need
did
them.
I.
So that probably helped.
That was definitely a lot faster. Like when I did this myself. So what the Doctor does to help is he basically cuts the health of the bulwark in half, and just for some reason like for me it was still so like, it was still really tanky, like much more so than normal. So it was still taking me forever to bring it down, even though I wasn't in any threat. It's just for some reason it was soaking up damage like crazy. So yeah, I don't know what was going on. They may have adjusted it, but yeah, like it popped once we finally got that normal objective.
Glad to see you. It seems the
Yeah, we talked to poor dumb Harry.
Ships to stop the Vaadwaur. I keep telling them we'll have the numbers if we work together, but they keep insisting they need more information.
More ships. I demand to see more.
Yeah, these guys are being a little demanding.
Our scouts reported seeing Voyager in the Delta Quadrant again.
Oh, but for some reason they want to see Voyager.
Yes. I wonder. I'm going to try something. Things Nellick, the USS Voyager is not available. If there is anything about it that you need to know, I can answer those questions.
You were on Voyager. That's excellent news. If you're willing to vouch for your fleet's strength, Captain.
It's kind of fun. Actually, I think it's kind of funny that for all the time that Harry was negotiating with the Kazon, this point never came up.
You're telling me.
He probably didn't want to do it if he was alone.
Maybe. I don't know.
Transmitted a coded signal. There's a ship just outside sensor range.
Ensign Harry Kim. Or is it Captain now?
Oh, and here's an old friend or something.
I don't know. You have me at a disadvantage.
It's
Yeah,
it's Shikoda's kid.
You served with her on Voyager until your captain changed.
Seska. Then you must be. We didn't even know you were still alive, Seska.
And while they're squabbling, we're going to make a side deal with So he wants 100 terraforming systems, which I could probably just make. How much is those?
I actually
had that many.
I had that many.
Okay, that works. We got some of them on our side at least, and we'll just blow up the rest, I guess. It's good. I mean, really, it's a good thing that the Kazon are terrible ships as well.
Yeah, they are. Like I said, I'm wondering why we're even approaching them.
Numbers.
Yes.
I do like the look of those Kazon carriers, though.
If I got one, I would name it the Hindenburg. Just looks like a big blimp to me. Big blimp ready to explode into a ball of fire.
I guess, yeah.
Too soon?
In any case, we have successfully negotiated with the Kazon.
Some of them.
Well,
2 of them. 3 of them.
I apologize for the deception. Mage Session holds a great deal of power over the rest of the Kazon clans. I hope my...
The Kazon are very factional. I can believe that Cecil strong-armed them into acting as they did. I would like to...
But in any case, we'll welcome these Kazon into the Alliance.
Kazon Relora to join the Alliance. I would have helped if I could. I Dennison is obsessed with Voyager. I don't know what his father told him about us, but Seska was a thorn in our side for most of our early time in the Delta Quadrant. She certainly wasn't the victim. She was the aggressor.
So there's a little bit of exposition here about what's going on with Seska.
She was a giant bitch.
Yeah.
See you there.
Yeah. Alright, so we'll return to the Voyager and report on all of our successes.
Our success on this mission falls within expected parameters.
Like how there's a lot more ships now.
Yep.
Willing to join us, but others do not see the wisdom of working.
Alright, and that was us doing some great negotiation work.
Some great diplomatic negotiation.
We are successful diplomats once again.
With guns.
Yeah.
What's the line? Aggressive negotiations?
Something like that, yeah. Alright, and we'll hail the commander. Yeah, so that...
And I got a hierarchy science intelligence bridge officer.
Nice. So that was from this mission, right?
I don't think I have a slot for him though.
Well, he'll at least be dumped in your candidate pool. But yeah, so now you have a science and intelligence one.
Yep. That'll be useful if I ever get an intelligence ship. Actually be useful on my other ship, I guess. So my Romulan. Because I do have the intelligence on that one.
But yeah, so we did some good work this week. Nav will... that should be it for us. I guess my connection dropped out. So yeah, that'll be it for us for this week, and we hope to see you all next time.
Bye, everybody.